Hey everyone, today I'm going to discuss my 5 tips to help you shop for your next sewing machine. Since I'm a new sewist, this is going to be from the perspective of a beginner. My first tip is to review where you're purchasing your machine from. I have purchased 2 machines online. The Brother I purchased from Amazon, and then the Juki I purchased from sewingmachineplus.com. The Viking I purchased from a local sewing machine store. Now, what you want to look for, from my experience, is what the return policies are, what the customer service experience is like, and even what the brand offers in terms of customer service. Because if you run into an issue, it may become difficult to deal with the manufacturer of your machines if their customer service isn't up to par. Both places I purchase my machines from online have really good return policies. The local store I purchased from, however, has no return policy. Even if the machine is faulty, which my Viking is, I cannot return it. I actually had to initiate a chargeback on my credit card, which was thankfully resolved in my favor. It was still a very stressful experience, and I would not recommend it. I had to contact Viking customer service as well, and it wasn't great customer service. I have not needed to contact customer service for the Brother or the Juki, so I can't really comment on how those 2 brands compare. Tip number 2 is checking what accessories come with the machine you're interested in. I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of garment sewing, but also I'm going to be doing home upholstery for curtains or pillows, and so I need a machine that can do a lot of things. And what accessories come with the machine is pretty important, and also whether or not you need to stay within the brand. And so if you have branded accessories, they're going to be way more expensive than if you can just purchase a generic from Amazon or another sewing machine supply store online or in person. So for example, the Viking came with a throat plate that only had metric units in it. I'm in America and I need inches. I actually need both. And this throat plate only had metric units, so I had to, right off the bat, buy a throat plate for like $75 just to get inches. However, the Juki and Brother have throat plates that have metric and imperial measurements on them. Tip number 3 is deciding what functions are important to you. Like I said, I'm sewing a little bit of everything, but if you're sewing primarily stretch materials, then you're going to want a machine with a walking foot. If you're sewing curtains or jeans, heavy duty fabrics, you're going to want a machine that has a larger motor. If you want all of those things, like I do, then you're going to be priced into a higher category of machines. My recommendation is to start with a cheap machine. I started with my Brother, it was like $100, and that way I could get to know what I liked, what I didn't like, and what I found, was lacking in the machine for an upgrade in the future. My 4th tip is figuring out what price category you want to be in. In my opinion, there's 4 categories. There's budget, there's mid-range, there's upper mid-range, then there's expensive. So like I said previously, I started out with the Brother. This is the XM2701. This is in the budget price range, which I'm saying is between like $100 and $400. This machine, there's a newer model of it now, and I will link to that in the description. I looked at it and I think it's about $140 for the newer model. I paid, I think, like $125 for it. I've successfully sewn skirts, knit fabric tops, rope baskets, I've done linen. I think I already said that. I did wool and silk. I've done fine. I've done thick. The only problem with it is the motor is a little small, and so when I was sewing the curtain you see behind me, I had a few issues. It basically just couldn't power through the fabric, and the motor, like I could smell the motor overheating. My machine cannot do it. So that was a problem, but also a very specific problem. I would recommend this machine to any new sewist because I've had it a couple years and I really haven't had any issues with it. It did eat my knit fabric a little bit, but you know, that could be a user error, and so I'm not gonna fault the machine for that. The next price category is the mid-range, and I'm putting this at $400 to $800. I found this to be sort of an awkward price range where the machines I found were like specific, like a cover stitch or embroidery machine, a quilting machine. But it's the price range you'll end up if you say, I only want to do straight stitch and I want a machine that does straight stitch really well. This is the price range you're going to end up to get a top of the line machine. I honestly didn't spend too much time browsing in this category because of the types of machines I was finding. But if you wanted to, there's a machine called the Burnett 38 at $650, and that might be a good option for a step up from the budget machine. So the next category is the upper mid-range, which I'm putting at $900 to $1,300. This is where I spent the most time searching, knowing that I wanted a machine that basically could do a little bit of everything. At this price range, you can expect the machines to be, for the most part, computerized, which means you're going to have some basic embroidery, stitches like lettering. You're also going to be able to change the stitches a lot in terms of more than just the width or the length for stitches. For example, like on my Juki, I can change the buttonhole width, like the hole in the center. You can also do back stitching, lock stitching, program it to raise the presser foot, change how high you want the presser foot raised. The one caveat is you will need to decide what is important to you, because any one machine isn't going to have everything you want. For example, the Viking Opal 670 has a sewing advisor where you basically type in, okay, I'm doing a light woven fabric, I'm doing a based stitch or zigzag or whatever. And it will automatically adjust the tension, the presser foot, pressure, all of these things for you so you don't have to think about it. However, the Viking Opal doesn't have features that my Juki has. For example, in the Juki, I can push backwards on the pedal and it can be programmed to do like 6 different functions if I want to reverse stitch or lock stitch and all of these different things. It also comes with a walking foot, which I knew was pretty important, and it's an expensive foot to have to purchase separately. The Juki comes with more buttonholes, which for sewing garments, especially knowing I'm doing a wide range of garments, is also important. So you will have to decide what is important to you. So I now have 2 machines that are in the upper mid price range. However, I can't really compare them. The Viking is completely defective and doesn't really work. So I cannot tell you how it sews in comparison to the Juki. But what I do know is the Juki is more aligned to what I need sewing a wide range of garments and home accessories. I'll have links in the description to both of these machines if you're interested in learning more about them. The last price range I just listed as expensive and put it at $1,400 plus. And this includes Bernina. And I didn't spend that much time in this category because it is out of my price range. However, if you are not in a rush, you could search Craigslist or the Facebook Marketplace and find a used machine and get a good deal as long as it's not a scam. The one thing to note with Bernina is you need to make sure it comes with any software that is originally provided with the machine, because that could be equivalent or more expensive than the used machine is. Tip number 5 is finding reviews for your machine. This is critical in my opinion. Once you've narrowed down everything else and you have a few machines left, go and see if there's any reviews. If your machine is only available from the dealer, like the Viking Opal is, then your options are a little more limited. I really couldn't find that many reviews on YouTube, or obviously not on Amazon because it's not listed. So the only website I could find was sewingpatternreview.com, and they had 8 reviews, which isn't great. However, when I went to look for my Juki, I found YouTube tutorials, reviews. It's available on Amazon, so there's Amazon reviews. Really, I could dive deep and see what issues people had experienced, how they resolved it, whether Juki helped them resolve the issue, which made me a lot more confident buying the machine. The same goes for the Brother. It's a super popular machine on Amazon. There's like 1,000 reviews. So you can really just go in and see if it's something you're interested in. Another benefit of a machine having a lot of reviews is that means there's a larger community available to help you. If you have a question or encounter a problem, somebody else has probably already encountered this same thing and can help you without really going through a lot of hubbub. We're keeping that one. Okay, so that concludes my 5 tips for sewing machine shopping. I hope this helps you, and if you want to provide any of your own experiences, please do so in the comments below because I would love to hear them. Thanks for watching.